ahead and just start this video here for the YouTube, and then uno más. We're going.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
On audio. All right, here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another episode of
Business Bros.
Gers. That was funny.
Gers. That was pretty great.
That was good. Ladies and gentlemen,
Really good guest we had that day.
We're going to be talking about our guest today because some cool stuff that's gone on in the podcast studio, talking to some cool people, some great shows that we've had, and so I wanted to kind of recap, give them some kudos, and say what's up to them. I'm going to try to go tonight. I don't know if you're going to go to.
Don't think I'm going to make it.
Okay, so Mr. Ricky Vaza's having an event. If you're interested in learning a little bit about, your financial planning, getting your numbers in order, getting your finances in order, you don't know where to start, where to begin, a little bit of educational work, it'll go a long way. So Mr. Ricky Vaza is going to have something at the Coronado Brewery tonight. If you're interested, if you got time, it's at 7:00. Stop by, check it out. I'm going to try to make it. I can't guarantee I'm going to make it, but I'm going to try to make it out there 7:00 tonight.
We did have something else on our schedule, to be fair, and this is very much a last minute. Oh, let's try and see if we can make it. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to make it. I already have some other plans, but Nan will try to make it out there. So, yeah.
Faux shizzle. And since it's the beginning of the show and we know that you guys are hopping on, remember 365 pairs of shoes is what we're trying to raise. That number is getting smaller and smaller as far as goals concerned, but we want to exceed that. So if you have a pair of shoes, 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. Hit him up. He'll drive his Harley out there and pick up those pairs of shoes.
Rum, rum, rum.
We want to do it by Christmas or by the end of the year, but Christmas would be cool.
Heck
all
yeah,
right.
That'd be awesome.
And let's see, those are it for that, right? That's this for that and that.
This for that, and this. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
What up, Hernan Ramirez Jr.?
Oh, dude, Herman's okay. So speaking of shout-outs, right? Speaking of shout-outs, we're gone a week, so I have a pretty big list. I showed it on Facebook Live. I have a pretty big list of shout-outs, and Hernan Ramirez is one of my shout-outs because he joined us on the Facebook page.
We love new friends.
We love new friends. He's one of my former students. And he's got a drop shipping website. Dude, it's cool stuff, man. It's got this, if you ever want to charge your phone, but you can't figure out where the heck your cord is, they're like decorative bracelets that go around your wrist, but they like snap together, and they're your cell phone chargers. So now you can have it with you at all times. You want to charge your phone, you're set. You got your wire, dude. It's pretty cool stuff. So check it out on my Instagram. You're going to see it on there. And, I mean, inexpensive and nice, like decorative, like you could dress things up, dress things down. So shout out to you, Herman. Great job, dude. All right, I got some Facebook shout outs here. We got Gianfranco Guala, and I'm sorry if I butcher your names because
let me try that.
All right, James is gonna try this one.
All right, Gianfranco Jaluita. I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
Gilberto Rosas, Angela Cardenas, Paul Burke, Ann Shiano, Herman Ramirez, Kevin Thomas. I almost said Kevin Tomas.
Kevin Tomas. You went Mexican on it right there for a second.
Angie Salas, Adriana Sanchez, Jake Akers, Jesse James Alvarez,
and Jesse James is going to be on the show here coming up the 17th. He's going to be on the show live. So I got some cool, like I said, we got some cool people that have been on the show. We got some cool people going to be on the show here soon. So keep going with the list. Terrence
Galvan, David Davenport. That's all our Facebook friends.
So we love you guys. Facebook has been awesome to us. We've been doing really, really well. Trying to continue to grow the content. Before we go to the Instagram, right? Before we go to the Instagram, I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing here, going forward.
Let's do it. Let's talk. What are we talking about?
All right. So, thought you can get enough of us on the podcast. We're gonna start reaching out and expanding our relationship. So it's cool that we've gotten to know you on Facebook. It's cool that we've gotten to know you as a podcast guest, but we have to practice what we preach, right? We're always talking about hashtag powerful relationships, hashtag, nurturing these relationships and expanding your circle of influence and getting to know the people in your circle. Well, we've expanded a pretty big ass circle with this podcast. I love the size of our circle, and it's getting bigger and bigger. But the problem with that is you could also get diluted. Just because you meet somebody for the first time doesn't mean that that's it. Like that your relationship is done, gone, and over with. So I want to continue the relationship Today, I took some time after school and we went to Mortgage Heroes because they're right down the street from Eastlake. And I went to stop by to say hi to Brian, the inner G, right? And, met his whole office. Well, the people who were there anyways. Met some of his staff. I bumped into somebody that I hadn't seen in like 10 years. So Ximena was there. Ximena's a girl that Corey and I met when we were going to Southwestern College at the time. And we just kind of got grouped together. I don't remember if it was a project or we were just studying together. But, I hadn't seen her in like 10 years. She just happened to be working there. And it's one of those things that's like, cool. Hey, I got to connect again and meet up with somebody that was part of your circle in the past that might be able to influence something today. I met William Flores there. William Flores had a great story. He told me a little bit about, his family issues that he had when his son passed away and the organization and everything that he's developed as a result of that, horrible.
Talk about that organization.
I don't even remember the name of it. They're going to send me the information of it. But basically, it's this. They go around and they go to high schools and they give free heart exams. So you can get like a quick EKG. They're just checking to make sure that everything's good with your heart rate, that everything's perfect so that, you don't accidentally pass away because of something that could have been preventable. And that's kind of, and it's as a result of what happened in his own personal life. And it was kind of awesome to be able to have this conversation with him, meet somebody that has a good story, that has, real life experience, but real life help that he's providing to the community that he's a part of. And these are things that we want to bring to you guys. So we're in the process of getting a video guy to come follow these types of daily things. So it's an expansion of the podcast. It's going to be more like a vlog, putting out more content so that you can continue to hear the stories of people out there in San Diego that have stories to tell.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. I mean, we want to be more about you guys, and it really means that we go out and expand that relationship so that we hear more about what you do at your place of business, at your location, to help promote what it is that you're doing to help bring awareness to your cause, whatever it is that's going on out there. We want to be a part of it. We want to know what's going on. We want to share it with our audience, and we want to share it with your audience and give you the means to do so, give you those pieces of content, the visual, the audio, the whatever it is you need to bring awareness to your audience. That's what it's about these days.
Speaking of which,
all right, Instagram time.
Big shout outs to all of our new Instagram friends as well. Johnny Perez, Bree Knapp, The Row, Acru Health, Megan Vargas, Fatim Zara, Angelica Vega, Candidly Amanda, Stephanie Delgado, Ms. Mary Bell, Frank Carpenter, Byron Horton, Noah Walsh, Alicia Klimowski.
I think it was Klimowski.
We'll go with that. Kim Mason. Sorry, that was the tough one.
Yeah.
Kim Mason. Donna D'Alonzano. Drew Firks. Chris Burnside. Mark Gillette. Charlie Lazarus. Hillary Bateman. Another one who will be on the podcast.
Hillary will be on the podcast towards the end of the month. Eric Martinez. Teresa Toramanyan. Kian Quinlan. Vicken. James Festini, Ashley Rose Fowler, Frank McKay, Courtney Lazo, Diego Torres Palma, and Faradi Alizade. And I'll let you give those rest of those shout outs down there. Yeah, and that's the thing. Look, all these people, all of you guys are on social media. You're out there, you're doing things, you're getting your connections out there. What I would love to have you guys do is do things a little more consistently. Every single one of those people that we just shouted out, every single one sent us a friend request or followed us on Instagram. And I've been doing this, and it's been getting a great response. So if you haven't been doing this, you should try it. It's a little weird at first, I'll give you that. But it's a really cool thing to do. Every single one of those, you got a video message from me. You got a DM video message from me saying thank you for the friend request or thank you for the Instagram follow. And just basically me saying thanks for being part of our, circle, for being part of our family, for being part of our friends list. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of different. It's kind of weird, but you get used to it after a while. And the person on the other end knows it's not a bot. We live in a pretty much a bot age. If you're on Instagram and you get a text response and it looks pretty generic, you kind of, especially if it's from a podcast or if it's from a company, you don't really know if it's personal or not. You just kind of like, oh, okay, cool, ding, thumbs up or something. but the engagement that I've been having with people as I send these video messages, they're much deeper, they're much better, they're greater, because they want to respond back. They want to say, hey, how's it going? Hey, I really appreciate that video. You know what? That's a great marketing tool. I'm going to use that with my clients, whatever it is. It wasn't my idea. I just heard it and I ran with it. A lot of the stuff we're doing, it's not my idea. We're just learning from it and running with it. Makes sense.
That's it. I mean, and that's how any business really grows, is you start with one idea, you start with one thing, and the next thing you know, you're doing something completely, well, not completely different, but you change it. You constantly, you modify and adapt. Modify and adapt. That's perfectly well said.
Yeah, you modify and adapt. You get a little bit better. You tweak it just a little bit. We started with the podcast. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. And now we're getting a lot better. Now we're talking about how we're going to reposition the podcast studio, where we're going to put the cameras. Now we're expanding to where we're going to take the podcast out into the real world and start talking to more people on a regular basis from a different camera angle. We're getting people to monitor our social media feed to actually create nice little banners. I don't know if you guys have seen our social media stuff. By the way, if you want to check out our new stuff, just go to just look up at Business Bros Pod, and you're gonna find our new Facebook page. You're gonna find all that stuff, and you're gonna be squared away so that you can check out our new banners. The banners that we have look really, really cool. It's a little bit different, but it's branded. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot cleaner. You can easily identify that it's the Business Bros logo. You can easily identify who we're talking about. It's got little visual stuff. If you like that sort of thing, if you're interested in doing something like that for your own social media feeds, then what you got to do is hit me up, Hernan at csfirst.com, and I'll put you in contact with our social media guy, Jose Alvarado, with Visionary Media. Dude, these guys are on point, and we're developing with them a little template that you guys can use for your social media stuff. So just check it out. Give it a second. If that's something that you want to do, let me know. I'd love to put you in contact with these guys. These guys are awesome.
All right, we have a special guest here in the studio for just 1 minute. We have Ms. Mila B. Come on over here. Say hi.
Yeah, she's going to say hi.
Hi.
All right, so what's your news? What do you got? What do you got for us? You're trying to lip sync to me.
Okay. Just tell him to come in.
I know he said I have to ask you for
Yeah, come in. So we got that little bit of a delay in the podcast studio, but that's okay. We're good to go. All right. Next thing we have Shoutouts. By the way, Shoutouts for
these are
properties
the big ups.
closed.
Big ups. Big ups.
Big ups. You guys have done a great job. You've been promoting. You've been building your clientele. You've been working with these particular clients for who knows how long, getting them pre-qualified, getting ready to go, and then you finally get them in the market and you're ready to rock and roll. You show them properties or you list their properties and you close. So first one I saw out there on Facebook. Remember, if you want to get a shout out on the show, all you got to do is tag us, and we'll love to promote.
Hashtag Business Bros.
Hashtag Business Bros. Or just tag me, and I'd love to give you a shout out because I love saying congratulations. You guys are doing great work. First one comes from Eddie Briseño, Select Premier Properties, right?
Yep.
SPP. So you guys are doing a great job, Eddie. Keep it up, my brother. I seen you closed one. Heather Kearney. Of course, Heather closes another deal. She keeps rocking deals. We got Jerry Jacoby, $40,000 over asking price.
What?
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And we got one of the business girls.
Whoop whoop.
And Jeanette Calderon just closed the recent deal.
Killing it, Miss South Bay. Always killing it.
Always killing it.
Always.
By the way, one thing I want to say, if you guys ever have a need for something, we've been making lots of connections with lots of people. And Jeanette posted the other day she needed a garage door repair. So I hit her up and I was like, hey, I got a couple people that work on garages, and I sent her the numbers, and she hit me up today. She said everything went really well. She liked it, and the guy was affordable and did a great job. Was really, turned things around really quickly. So let me know. Reach out, ask me a question, say, hey, I need help with this. Do you know anybody? I'm here to help. We're here to help. We're always here to bring you something of value.
All right, I have a question for you.
Uh-oh, I don't have an answer.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So you just came off of vacation.
I did.
You did. So those of you who were hanging out with us and have been hanging out with us for day after day after day, all of a sudden we were gone for a week.
Well, we were gone for a week as far as Facebook Live. Facebook Live is concerned. But we had content going out every day.
Our podcasts were still being, put out every day, for sure.
For sure.
But we were gone for a week.
Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah, it was.
That was really weird.
Tell us about your vacation.
Oh, man.
Yep.
You're always putting me on the spot.
Heck all right.
Yeah. It was a road trip. The wife put it together. All we did was go up the coast. We went up the 1 freeway and those twisty, windy roads through like Big Sur and all the way up through Monterey, all the way up to Santa Cruz. And we made a bunch of little pit stops along the way. Spent some family time and just chilled, really. A lot of driving because I get car sick if I am not the driver. And those windy roads would have really done a number on me. But I'm pretty sure they did a number on them because we stopped quite often just to like get out of the car for a second, right? Get your gears together. But no, I mean that's about it. We went to Monterey. We stopped at Santa Cruz, Hearst Castle, a bunch of little stops all the way.
Hearst Castle?
Yeah,
What's that?
We didn't go all the way into Hearst Castle because when we got there, they were like sold out in tours.
Oh,
like,
nice.
Oh, all right, well we're gonna keep going. So,
Gotcha.
But it's
What was your favorite part?
I don't know. Getting home? I'm not much of a traveler, dude.
Of course it was. Come on, man. You gotta pick something else. What was your favorite part of the trip?
Watching movies in the car.
Watching movies in the car.
Yeah,
you were the biggest homebody like ever.
Dude, it's cool. Okay, you know what? We did go to a museum in Hearst Castle, and I forgot his name, William something Hearst or something like that. And the guy did he was basically one of the first YouTubers ever. Like he would go around and film himself, or not himself, but film like vacation spots. And it was like in a reel-to-reel type cinematic thing, and he would film it and bring it and mass produce it, and people would go to the show and watch stuff for places that they'd love to go and probably would never go.
Nice.
And so that was kind of trippy to be like, oh, okay, so this is where YouTube really got its start before YouTube is around. But that was stuff like that. Other than that, I just like being chilling, watching,
having the opportunity to learn.
Well, for me, it was just having the opportunity to, I guess, unplug. But it was weird getting back. It was weird.
What was weird about getting back?
Getting back in the groove. I was like, I like shut off. And then it was like the car had to get started again. It was like, you didn't want to. I don't like shutting off because I don't like turning it back on. Once it's on, I just keep going. I just keep going, pedal to the metal and keep going. I like that.
So your Monday was a little rough?
It was more like Sunday was a little rough.
Okay.
Monday kind of got back in the groove as far as like day to day, but I don't think my mind was firing on all cylinders. Like by today, I'm back on it. Like everything that happened today, from the moment I woke up to meeting people outside to collaborating with people and telling them this is the big picture, this is what we're doing, this is where we're going, do you want to be a part of it? Like all that stuff is back on in my head.
Right.
But it took a couple days to get back in the groove.
Yeah, I mean, it was a week that you finally got to unplug, like you said. You don't get that very often.
No, I don't like to unplug.
No, you don't. I mean, you're a teacher, so you get a lot of time off.
Yeah.
And your school is year-round, so like a modified year-round type of thing.
A modified year-round.
So every 2 to 3 months, you'll get like a week or two off.
Dude, it's the best racket in the world. Best part-time job in the world. You want a career that gives you a lot of time, you need to be a teacher. And once you get your curriculum down, and then it's a matter of starting to get creative and try to make things a little bit better for the classroom. But the first couple years I gotta admit, the first couple years are kind of tough, trying to learn stuff that you need to do to teach the kids. But then after that, once you got a nice little groove going, like it's the best gig in the world. I mean, you get to influence the minds of young people first and foremost, which is amazing in and of itself. Like watching light bulbs go bing. Yeah. When somebody finally gets something that you're trying to teach them, they're like, "Oh, that's how it works." Like, that's a really cool feeling. And then after that, I mean, aside from that, which is amazing in itself, the amount of time you get off is ridiculous. So I can't complain.
But okay, so here was my point with that: is you get that time off pretty frequently.
Yeah.
But you rarely, if ever, actually unplug the way you did this week.
Yeah, I don't.
That was a trip.
Yeah, that was a trip. Well, it's because I promised the wife that if she wants, certain times off like that, she's just got to let me know ahead of time. And most of the time she doesn't. Most of the time she tries to, plan at the very last minute so she doesn't get that many days. But this time she took my advice and she I want this time off. And I was like, oh, okay. So we had to lock it in the calendar, block it off, and that's it. It happened.
So here's the funny thing about that is I'm over here every day.
Yeah.
Right, I'm over here because we're recording every day. So Monday through Friday, and usually at least either Saturday or Sunday, I'll be over here eating your leftovers, and we'll be collaborating, doing our podcast like we always do. So this entire week that Non and Rosa and the family were gone, guess who only called Non one time?
Yeah, one time.
One time. Hey, I need this, quick.
Yep, and that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And I left you alone, let you do your thing, and let you go out there and have fun.
Well, to be fair, I also was in areas that didn't have cell service at times, so
That's fair enough.
even
That's
if you
fair
called, I probably wouldn't have been able to answer. But yeah, no, that's different, dude. And you know, I can easily see how you can get trapped in that relaxed mode.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like it is easy to just sit down and watch movies all day.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Yeah.
But I don't feel productive, and that's part of why I like what I do. I feel like I always have a need. Gary Vee says it best. He's like, I love the process, right? It's not so much the end game. Do I want to make the most money? Yeah, sure. I'd love to do that. But it's just a scoreboard. For me, it's like the process. This is why, for me, the startup game is such a fun game, because it's something new. It's something interesting, right? So, like, you know, that ideally, we were talking about this on our own, you know, motivational Monday call the other day.
Yeah.
And you were asking me about, you know, what does the end look like for you, or, you know, what are you trying to do at the very end of this ball game? Because you were trying to reconstruct your life backwards.
Right.
And I was telling you, I don't think I have I don't know if I have a feeling of what it would be like if I reached my financial goal. I don't know what that feeling would feel like, because I don't think I would ever want to stop. And it's not a matter of making more money. It's just, I don't think I'd ever want to stop. Like, once I don't have to worry about money anymore, the next cool thing is, well, how do I spend it on making more? Like, I want to talk to my, you know, seniors and be like, let's put a project together. Each of you guys are going to come up with an idea, partner with whoever you want. Let's make some money. Right. And then we get to have our creative juices flowing in the classroom, and they come up with ideas. And then I'll have, you know, funds to be able to be like, okay, look, everyone in the class gets a, you know, $200 budget. Let's see what we can work with that. You know what I mean? And just kind of ponder and do things. That's the kind of stuff I would love to do.
Here's one of the big differences between my big brother and me. I would love to just hang out on the beach with a beer in my hand and have somebody giving me a massage, and, you know, just decide to get up and walk out into the rainforest and have my binoculars. You know, I always carry them with me anyway. And, you know, do a little bit of bird watching, and, you know, hike some trails, hike some mountains, and then get back home and, like, watch a movie and chill.
Nah, I mean, that's cool. Like, I'll do that one day, maybe 2 days, but I gotta get back, dude. I gotta
get back into it.
I just gotta get back into it. That's where my joy is. I could sit in the beach and relax with a beer too, and watch the waves or something, but I can't do that for too long. I'll be like, all right. Even while I'm sitting there, I'm thinking of other things. So it doesn't matter where I am. It's where my mind is.
Right.
Like, my mind is still doing. I was journaling while I was on vacation.
Yeah, tell me about the journaling. I remember you mentioned. Tell me about the journaling.
Well, okay,
you said what you said in your text message is, I've been journaling. This shit is awesome.
Yeah, because it was.
Tell me about it.
Over vacation, right? So supposedly I'm unplugging, and since I don't have Wi-Fi and stuff, I make sure I journal. And so I'm thinking, how am I going to make this thing better? When am I going to do this podcast to make it better? How do I make the process better? And so I came up with the whole structure of how this podcast is going to work. So what we're going to be doing in the future, let's say we have a guest that wants to be on the podcast. I created a form, a Google form essentially, right? So that the guest gets an email saying, hey, I'd like to have you on the podcast. So you get this form, you click on it, and it's going to ask you the basic contact information. And it's going to ask you a couple questions so that we get to know you. It's also going to ask you for a headshot. Because, you know, when we post your episode, it's going to have your face or you on there. So it'll ask you for a headshot.
All things that we have evolved and learned over time.
But I put it all together while I'm journaling, right? And so, and not just that, Jose was telling us, our social media guy was telling us, have them do a little video clip of themselves. And now you get this Google form. You get to upload the picture. You upload the video that you're going to create about yourself. I even inputted a suggested script if you don't know what to say, you know, and there you go. Step one. Then I also outlined how we're going to do a pre-show interview. So I want to talk to this person ahead of time without any questions, without a mic in their face, and just kind of ask them how you feel about it. You know, am I nervous? Am I excited? You know, I don't know what to say. I hope we cover this, whatever it is that you're thinking before the show, because I'm sure people want to know. Everybody loves the behind the scenes, right? Everybody likes that sort of stuff. So there's the pre-show. Then we do the show, of course. We sit down, we have the conversation, we have fun, we learn about the person, their story or whatnot, and then we do the post-show interview. So how did it go? What did you think? Did you enjoy yourself? Or did you forget to cover something? You know, how were the hosts? Those types of things. So everything gets journaled down, and then I'm journaling and I'm coming up with this stuff to try to make the whole process better, right? And then I'm thinking, okay, well, what do I need to do more? Well, I need to have like a daily vlog. Right? I need to have more content. We need to not only meet with these people one time, we need to meet with these people 3 or 4 times. We need to go out to where they're actually doing the work, when they're talking to a client, when they're, when we can sit down and have more conversations, because there's more stuff in their world that's important that everybody else needs to know.
And so we get ourselves a camera guy.
Yeah. And that's the next step, right? And all these things. And all this happened, by the way, while I'm on vacation, supposedly unplugged. Like
unplugged.
I can't unplug. I'm more fascinated at the Hearst Castle and looking at the things that they've done to capture attention while I'm on vacation, not capturing attention, supposedly.
Well, I mean,
but thinking.
It's great to look back at history, and you literally called him the original YouTuber before there was a YouTube.
Yeah.
And so the attention was there. The idea that you could generate an audience by whatever means that he was doing it was there. And now you're looking back at it thinking, how did this person do it way back then?
Because I could do it today.
Because I can do it today.
And
I can do it better.
Only because of the internet we could do it better.
Exactly.
But he was doing things like cross-promoting. So he had a newspaper, because that was the big means of media back then, right? And so he'd take the newspaper and he'd promote his videos, his movies, and people would say, oh, look, a movie. And he'd go and sell tickets to the movie. And then he'd take the money from the movies and go and make more movies. And then he's, before you knew it, he's a big-time movie producer, owns many...
Boy, whatever. That sounds a whole lot like a business.
It does sound a whole lot like a business. And that's the crazy part about it, right? And I'm looking at this, and I'm fascinated at this one piece of the vacation, because this is like my life starting to develop. And, and I'm looking at, like, when did he start? Oh, shit, he's not even young when he starts doing this. He's already older. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I'm going to be 37 this year. Damn, Kiyosaki's getting to me now.
It's all right, man. We're only in the second quarter.
Second quarter of life, right? And that's the thing. So I mean, if you guys have ever read Kiyosaki books, I mean, he didn't become financially stable until he was like 40. No, he was like 50 something. His wife was like 40 something. I think it was something like that.
I think it was in his 40s, and his wife was in her late 30s.
Something like that, right? But anyways, at the time reading it, I think I was like 22. So I was like, I'm not gonna wait that old. I got time. I'm gonna knock it out by the time I'm 25.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here I am, and not quite there yet, right? And I mean,
getting there.
The dreams and aspirations got a little bit bigger than they were when I was 25, but the path is still there. We're still on the same road. We're still taking the same steps. We're taking them much more calculated. But now I'm looking back, thinking, man, I should have done this, or I could have taken advantage of that, and I'm not gonna let another opportunity like that pass me by.
Like the Google AdWords.
Should I tell that story?
Why not? Okay, so check it out. The way I was pitching the camera guy thing to Renee here and to Nino, I was telling them, look, so many opportunities have passed us by. We used to have the computer store, and back then we used to play Halo all the time, and we would grab all our Xboxes before we had wireless networks and all that stuff, and all our friends would come over to the house, and we'd grab a router and we'd network all these Xboxes together and play Halo, and it was great. We should have been recording it. We should have been posting it. Didn't do any better. All right, cool. Fast forward a little bit, we have this computer store, and I remember our employee Chuck at the time tells me, he's like, hey dude, we should advertise on this new thing called Google AdWords. And I looked at him, we're a computer repair company. I looked at him and I said, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I want to advertise on Google if people call us when their computer breaks? Now at the time that was logical to me. Sounds logical.
Now it's like, what an idiot.
What an idiot.
Right? That's when
They're
attention
going to
was cheap.
search for you before their computer breaks. Completely.
Completely, right? But again, that was cheap back then. We probably could have owned computer repair and paid pennies
Oh, yeah.
on the dollar compared to the snail mail we were doing, compared to the yellow pages we were doing, compared to the penny saver we were doing at the time. We were spending thousands of dollars a month on advertising at that point in our business. And we could have taken those same, even a portion of that, and spent it on Google AdWords and probably had a much better return. But again, we didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't understand what attention was. This time, I'm not going to let it pass me by.
Yeah, I think, when we were that young, for whatever reason, we didn't have the vision. And now we
had a vision.
Well, it's that... Well, it's certain things that people talk about. Like, let's take Elon Musk, for example. Right? He has this, or you know what, even better, Jeff Bezos, right? He has this vision of what Amazon can be. And he takes it from way back when it was Amazon, if you remember, just started selling books.
Yeah.
And now look at it. Now look at the conglomerate that it is.
What doesn't it sell?
What doesn't it sell? Exactly. I don't even go to stores anymore. Like, if I ever go to a store, I'll be like, oh, what do I need? Oh, let me see what Amazon has it for.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I do too. Well, but again, it's a generational thing when it comes to understanding the attention. I told you today I met with somebody that I had met 10 years ago, right? She's the same age as me. She has like a Facebook because her office set it up for her and doesn't really use social media at all. My generation, my age and younger, my age and older, that's a lot of them. They do just call me. I'm not on social media. I don't do
Text
that.
me.
I mean, I got my father-in-law, for example, is worried that, the government's going to find him online. Like, this is like an actual thing for that generation. For people who are our age and older, it's really a thing. We don't get in the car with strangers. It's weird to Uber. We don't put our pictures on the internet. The government watches us. Right?
You have a Google Plus sitting out there, right?
I do have a Google Home.
Yeah, Google Home, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Google Plus,
it's listening.
Google Home. Yeah, it's listening.
Yeah. But that's my point, is we're kind of... Yeah,
hey, CIA, will you check what the score is on the Padres game?
CIA.
Score of 3-1 today.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
See?
Good job, Padres.
Series. There you go. A series. I was thinking the series. Series, talking to you about the series.
Yeah.
No, but really, that's a generational thing, right? So when you're talking to people about what's going on, you almost have to nurture the conversation to understand where they're coming from.
You say that, but look at the people who are, as rich as what we're talking about. We're talking about Bill Gates. We're talking about Jeff Bezos. We're talking about Elon Musk, who are your age and older.
Right, but they're the far and the few between who have that vision, who understand where the world was supposed to be and work
where
their
it was
way
going.
where it was going and work their way and shape the world.
And that's the point that I was making, is that when you talked to Chuck about Google AdWords way back when, you didn't have that part of the vision.
Foresight. No.
You didn't have the foresight. That's a better word.
Yeah, I didn't have that foresight because I didn't see the world that way. I didn't see the world as it evolving into a world of attention. I saw the world evolving technology way, but not understanding what technology would bring to the table.
Truth.
That's different, right? I thought for a long time, well, all we got to do is format and reinstall. That's all I ever knew about computers.
Right?
And so that's it. That's all there was to it, and I didn't know any better.
So the important thing is keep your eyes up and keep that foresight open. I don't know, something like that. Something like that. But I mean,
Sauron's
it's just a matter.
eyes watching.
Yeah, Sauron's eyes. It's just a matter of understanding where our world is going and doing everything you can to capitalize on those upcoming opportunities.
For sure, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be on the podcast? Let me know. Hernan at csfirst.com, 619-884-0045. 365 pairs of shoes before the end of the year. If you have any shoes, lightly, gently used shoes, hit up James at csfirst.com or call him up, 619-884-0045. You can follow us on our social media at Business Bros Pod. And remember, hashtag Business Bros when you sell a property, when you close a big deal. We want to give you some credit and some love on the air, and be on the lookout because you're going to have more and more content from the Business Bros. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Bye-bye.
And I'm out.
Thanks, Facebook. We love you.